Africa is not poor. Africa is robbed. And until
My name is Loyal Dumbuya, and I am here before you today as a proud Pan-Africanist, not by slogan, not by trend, but by conviction, as I believe with unshakable faith that Africa will rise again, not as a shadow of others, not as a dependent follower, but as a continent fully conscious of its dignity, its history, and its destiny. Africa's greatest chains today are not always made of iron. They are made of ideas imposed upon our minds, systems designed elsewhere, and narratives written without our voices. Neocolonialism did not end with the lowering of foreign flags. Instead, it evolved. It entered our economies, our politics, our education, and most dangerously, our thinking. We were told what progress should look like, who we should admire, and how we should define success, always through Western or American lenses. But I declare this today: Africa does not need mental colonization to develop. Africa does not need to borrow its soul to build its future. Our civilizations existed long before colonial borders. We governed, traded, educated, and worshipped with order and purpose. The problem is not that Africa lacks intelligence or resources. The problem is that Africa has been systematically disconnected from its own confidence. Pan-Africanism is not a hatred of the West, no rejection of cooperation. It is the rejection of domination, the refusal to be mentally enslaved, and the determination to think, plan, and act as Africans, for Africans, and with Africans. I pray for the day when African states are no longer divided by artificial lines drawn in foreign rooms. I pray for the unity of African states, not just in name, but in economy, security, education, and vision. A united Africa will not beg. A united Africa will not be dictated to. A united Africa will always negotiate as an equal. Neo-colonialism thrives on our division. It thrives when one African state is weak, when another is isolated, when another is indebted, and when another is silent. That is why unity is not optional, it is essential. I believe in an Africa where our children are taught their history with pride, not shame. An Africa where our resources benefit our people before foreign corporations. An Africa where leadership serves the people, not external interest. An Africa where faith, culture, and modern development works together, not in conflict but in harmony. This is not a dream for tomorrow only. It is a responsibility for today. Each African who frees his or her mind contributes to the liberation of the continent. Each voice that speaks truth to weaken neo-colonial control. Each act of unity brings Africa one step closer to sovereignty. Yes, real sovereignty. I pray with sincerity and hope for dismissal of neo-colonialism in all its forms: economic, political, cultural, and intellectual. I pray for an Africa that rises not in anger but in wisdom, not in imitation but in originality, not in dependency but in strength. Africa will rise again, not because others allow it, but because Africans decide it. Thank you.